Hey, how's it going, everyone? It is Dragale. We're back with another chapter of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest, chapter 164, Three-Way Battle Over the World. And the cover page for this chapter has Verice doing her hair, and this is just regular Verice, not Earthland Verice. Also kind of love that the frame of this panel is literally like the mirror, so you're looking at the reflection, I guess. And Verice is very cute on this cover, and there's not honestly too much to add about her, so let's get into the actual chapter. The chapter picks up at the Gold Owl Guild, and you get Verice coming back to life, which kind of gives him a second chance because his fight was kind of lame. Which is where we get a montage of all the other dragon gods turning into dragons. You get the wood dragon god, you go to the water dragon god, and mind you, they're also causing massive amounts of destruction. They're like completely destroying the cities that they're in. An interesting point that gets brought up by Carmille, and it also is going to be brought up in the next couple pages here, is that the dragon god's power seems far beyond when they were initially fighting, because you get that remarked with the water dragon god and also Selene later on, that both of them seem bigger and more powerful than what they were. Which conveniently, as I was talking about Selene, we cut over to Diabolos, and Selene is fully turned into a dragon at this point. To be honest, their guild is not doing too much to stop her, because I literally love that you get Kieran saying we're a bunch of dragon slayers and we can't do anything. But they must be completely controlled in some way, because they literally say to her, you know, you love humans, why you turning into a dragon, why you doing this, and she ain't responding to any of this. Kind of interesting that they all look outside and they see a giant lacrima. I wonder if that is supposed to be the fire god's castle, but it's like surrounded in a lacrima. Kind of as I just mentioned, the fire god's castle, we cut over to Ignia, Natsu, and Ferris. And you learn what Ignia's grand plan is with the Great Labyrinth, that he is going to use it to activate the dragon gods and also turn humans into dragons. Quite literally, he wants to bring back how it was 400 years ago with dragons just flying around in the skies. I wonder if that like works by him giving everyone like dragon slayer magic without, you know, removing the seed, so they all literally turn into dragons. So since you learn Ignia's plan, we go over to Ferris. What is her grand goals? With her saying that she plans to destroy both humans and dragons, since it's the will of Acnologia. Since her plan is pretty simple, you cut pretty much immediately right over to Natsu to find out what his plan is, and he's going to fight for humanity. I really like his speech. I think it's fun with him saying, I'll take down both you, Ignia and the black magic Ferris, come at me. And he's so excited because, you know, obviously he does the I'm all fired up. But yeah, you can tell Natsu's excited for this fight. Even though Natsu, like, this is super serious. They are, like, literally trying to cause mass extinction. Literally right as Natsu's doing the speech, he gets teleported out of there. And I love that everyone else is like, what was he talking about? Like, why was he getting so fired up over this? Which they use Eleftheria's magic to teleport Natsu back to them. Which a very interesting note to say, since we have the anime out. I have been saying that guy's name wrong for literal, like, almost 100 chapters. So sorry about that, but obviously I don't know how to pronounce these things when they're not in English or anime form yet. Very reminiscent of when Zeref was confronting Acnologia kind of before the final arc. You get Ferris saying to Ignia, will your dragon world win, or will it be my black magic world? With her teleporting away, with her finally saying, or will the humans win? Kind of love the effect of having her eye be like the last thing that teleports away. Kind of interesting that Ignia plans to literally turn all the Fire and Flames members into dragons, because he literally says to them, are you prepared to cast aside your humanity? Which, I mean, they all seem pretty into it, to be honest. They don't seem to object, which is where you cut back over to Ferris, and she's, you know, talking about the Dragon King festival beginning, and she asks for someone to come out. She quite literally has her own demons of the Book of Ferris, which man, she is really taken from the Xerath playbook, isn't she? First initial look, I thought this was like an evil version of Guild Arts in the middle. Honestly, I really like all of their designs. The only thing I'm kind of like, did we really need to do this? Was like, you gave them almost the Horatio and Sace's name. Like, you're so dang close to it. Like, we already have the Horatio and Sace. I mean, they're not really a guild anymore, but I mean, like, it's already within the story. Honestly, I'm kind of cool with demons coming back. It also gives Gray a potential chance to shine here since he's a demon slayer. That also gives us a potential chance of curses coming back, with all of these demons potentially having a curse of some kind. And the final page of this chapter is Natsu, Ignia, and Verice, with it saying who will win, the humans, the dragons, or the black wizard. And with that is the end of our chapter, so my thoughts. Obviously, this chapter is setting up the Dragon King Festival and the goals of the three sides as to what they want. Obviously, very similar to the Alvarez Spriggan 12 arc, because we basically had kind of the same setup there, but just with a lot more people than we have right now. But compared to the Alvarez arc, this has a way bigger problem since we have all of the dragon gods alive and well and potentially more powerful than they've ever been, and potentially on rampages as well, since they don't seem to have any sense of themselves anymore. And since Team Natsu really couldn't defeat any dragons at full power at all, and they have all of them to deal with once again, this could be a very massive problem. I don't know if Team Natsu is just going to go try and hunt down dragons again, like what they're going to do since they're retreated now as well. I mean, everyone's kind of accumulating their own forces. It would not shock me if Fairy Tail almost retreats back to the guild to get help from the guild and potentially recruit every dragon slayer and potentially other guilds to help in this fight, since this is going to be quite the battle and it is no longer just about the 100-year quest. Like, they're literally trying to kill all of humanity, so you are gonna probably need some more backup. So what are your guys' thoughts on this chapter? Leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and this is Drago signing out.